Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're venturing into the surprisingly vibrant yet often overlooked world of 19th century Bristol glass. You might actually be surprised to discover a category of antique glass collecting that boasts, well, a rich history, stunning craftsmanship, think dazzling colors and intricate enameling across a huge array of forms.
Quite a range.
All without needing, a king's ransom. Our deep dive today has a clear mission to help you appreciate the beauty and really understand the inherent value of Bristol glass.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how the name Bristol Glass can conjure up this very specific image, almost as if every single piece came only from that English city.
Right.
But let's unpack that right away, because while Bristol was undoubtedly a significant center for glass production, the term really refers more to a distinctive decorative style.
Okay.
And it actually took root a little earlier, maybe around the 1740s, at the Bowles factory down in Southwark. And this style, it continued to flourish well into the early 20th century.
Okay, so here's where the story takes an interesting turn then. This wasn't just some localized trend.
Not at all.
While Bristol might be the headline, this elegant glassware style became incredibly popular and was actually manufactured across numerous other English cities, places like Sunderland, Stourbridge, Newcastle, Chepstow, Warrington, Birmingham. They all had their own contributions.
Exactly. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the appeal of this aesthetic, it wasn't just confined to England's borders.
Yeah.
You had glassmakers in France, Germany, Italy, Ireland, even the United States, embracing similar techniques and styles. What's fascinating here is how this geographical spread really contributed to the sheer variety we see in Bristol glass today. You get this rich tapestry of forms, colors, decorative elements emerging from all these diverse centers.
So knowing that this style wasn't just limited to Bristol, but was adopted across various regions, that gives us a broader context, right, for understanding the variations and maybe the challenges in identifying truly authentic pieces. With that in mind, how can you spot a genuine piece of Bristol glass? What are the key characteristics to look for?
Well, the foundation of Bristol glass, it really lies in its material composition.
Yeah.
Just the overall way it presents itself.
Okay.
Typically, these were mold-blown vessels, and the glass itself, it tends to be semi-opaque or opalescent.
Opalescent, yeah.
Which gives it this wonderful depth of color and a real sense of inner light, that luminosity we often talk about. A very common base glass you'll encounter is just milk glass.
And the range of colors is pretty distinctive too, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. You'll see these vibrant blues that really capture the essence of like a bright sky. And then warm amber tones that possess this remarkable glow when you hold them up to the light. That's always a good sign. There are also subtle greens in various hues, rich amethyst purples with a real depth, and delicate pinks that often show a lovely pearlescent shimmer. And of course, the classic white, which in authentic Bristol glass achieves an exceptional level of opacity.
And beyond those sort of core colors, there are some more unusual and specialized ones to be aware of, right?
Exactly, yeah. Keep an eye out for those less common colors, like clam broth, which has this sort of cloudy off-white appearance.
Broth, okay.
Yeah, and custard glass with its soft, pale yellow hue and the striking fire glow with its intense, almost fiery tones. You'll even find clear variations, and these were often specifically meant to showcase the intricate enameling.
Right, makes sense.
But what's truly captivating, I think, is that opalescent quality. It just imparts this unique inner radiance to the glass, a soft glow that really distinguishes it.
Okay, so we've got the material, the characteristic colors, but the decoration, that vibrant enameling, that's where Bristol glass truly makes its mark, wouldn't you say?
Precisely. Yes, the decoration is the undeniable hallmark. These weren't mass-produced decals or anything. They were meticulously applied by highly skilled artisans, each piece getting individual attention. And you'll frequently see delicate gold trim used, strategically to highlight key design elements, adding another layer of sophistication.
And the decorative themes often reflect the artistic sensibilities of the Victorian era, don't they? Like, what was popular then?
Most definitely. Naturalistic Art Nouveau themes were incredibly popular. So you'll find a wealth of botanical elements, beautifully detailed foliage, intricate depictions of various birds, and a wide array of flowers.
Lots of nature.
Yeah. And it's not simply flat decoration either. Often you'll find multi-layered designs that create a genuine sense of depth and three-dimensionality. This embrace of natural forms in glass, it reflects a broader societal shift away from the more rigid Victorian styles, offering a tangible link to that artistic revolution.
That's interesting. What's the crucial element to remember about how this decoration was actually applied, like the technique?
The crucial point is the technique itself. Each individual element of the design was painstakingly applied by hand.
By hand.
Yes. And then the piece would undergo a precise refiring process in a kiln. This intense heat is what permanently bonded the enamel to the glass. And this very distinctive finish, achieved through that historical refiring, it's exceptionally difficult for modern reproductions to replicate accurately.
Right.
That subtle difference in the finish can be a really important marker when you're examining a piece, trying to figure out if it's, the real deal.
So you have this beautifully colored, often opalescent glass, adorned with these vibrant, hand-enameled designs that have been permanently fused onto the surface.
Wow.
It really paints a picture of true artistry.
It really does.
Now, what kind of objects did these skilled artisans actually create using Bristol glass techniques? What kinds of things were they making?
Well, one of the most appealing aspects for collectors today is just the sheer variety of forms you encounter. Victorian glassmakers embraced this style for a remarkable range of items, producing both practical pieces meant for everyday use in the home and purely decorative objects just designed to be admired. It's a testament, really, to how art could be seamlessly integrated into daily life back then.
Let's start with some of those practical items. What kind of functional art might you have found in a Victorian home that was crafted from Bristol glass?
Okay, picture elegant decanters gracing the dining table, used for serving wines and spirits. They really added a touch of refinement to social gatherings.
Nice.
You'd also find decorative jars and containers, often complete with fitted lids, used for storing everything from biscuits to, little trinkets.
Okay.
Then there were beakers and drinking vessels for more everyday use, charming salt cellars and condiment containers for mealtimes, and even sauce boats and serving pieces for more formal occasions.
Right.
And let's not forget the mugs and cups for morning tea or coffee, and the beautiful ewers and washing vessels that were essential components of personal hygiene routines before, running water was commonplace.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And for the dressing table, complete dresser sets made of Bristol glass are highly prized possessions. It really underscores how they brought beauty into the most practical aspects of Victorian life.
And shifting to the purely decorative side, what sort of items truly showcase the artistic skill involved? Where did they really let loose?
Yeah. Here you see the artisans really pushing their creative boundaries. You find ornamental flower pots and vases in a wonderful array of shapes and sizes, distinctive lampshades that would have cast this beautifully diffused light in a room.
Oh, lovely.
And those charming smoke bells that hung above lamps in Victorian parlors, to protect the ceilings from soot.
Smoke bells. Interesting.
Yeah. There were also whimsical ring trees for safely storing jewelry, impressive Victorian vases designed as real statement pieces to command attention, and even figural items like little sculptures depicting animals, people, or symbolic motifs. These purely ornamental forms truly highlight the artistic ingenuity and technical mastery behind Bristol glass.
It really sounds like whatever your personal taste or practical needs, there's very likely a form of Bristol glass out there that will capture your interest. So let's address the question on many minds. What sort of investment are we looking at? What are the key factors that determine the worth of a piece? Is this going to break the bank?
Right. That's a crucial question, and one that often comes as a pleasant surprise, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, despite its age, the often intricate level of craftsmanship, and its historical significance, Bristol glass generally remains surprisingly affordable when you compare it to many other categories within the antique glass market.
Really?
Yeah, this accessibility is a significant part of its enduring appeal. Unlike more established antique categories where prices are often, frankly, prohibitive, Bristol glass offers this rare opportunity to acquire historically significant and aesthetically stunning pieces with a relatively low barrier to entry.
Okay, so can you give us a general sense of the price ranges we might encounter, like ballpark figures?
Certainly. You can often find lovely, representative, everyday pieces for under, say, $40.
Under $40, wow.
Yeah. Mid-range examples, those featuring particularly attractive or well-executed decoration, typically fall within the $50 to $150 range.
Okay, still pretty reasonable.
Then you have exceptional pieces, maybe featuring a rarer form or truly exquisite detailed decoration, which might fetch several $100s.
Right.
And of course, extraordinary examples, especially those with documented provenance, meaning their history of ownership can be traced back, or possessing truly unusual characteristics, they can command premium prices. But overall, it's a very approachable field, especially for those just starting their collecting journey.
Okay, so what are the specific factors then that really influence whether a piece leans towards the lower or higher end of that spectrum? What makes one piece worth more than another?
Several key elements come into play. Firstly, the quality and artistry of the decoration are paramount.
The enamel work.
Exactly. The more intricate, artistically skilled, and well-preserved the enamel work is, the higher the value. Complex, multicolored designs with fine, detailed brushwork will always be more desirable than simpler decorations.
Makes sense.
Secondly, the condition of the piece is absolutely critical. Original pieces that haven't been refired and retain their original enameling in excellent condition are naturally worth more.
Right, no repairs.
Exactly. You need to carefully examine any prospective purchase for signs of wear, chips, or any evidence of restoration, as these can significantly detract from the value. Pay close attention for hairline cracks in the glass itself, any loss of the delicate enamel, or signs of previous repairs.
Okay. And what about the shape and the colors of the glass itself? Do those matter?
Oh, definitely. The rarity of the form is another very important factor.
Yeah.
While you might encounter common shapes like small vases relatively frequently, more unusual shapes or pieces designed for specialized functions are considerably rarer and consequently more sought after by serious collectors. And when it comes to color, less common or particularly vibrant and striking color combinations can often command higher prices than the more frequently seen white milk glass example.
Got it.
And finally, it's important to remember those authenticity indicators we discussed earlier. Genuine period pieces often exhibit a level of craftsmanship and a certain aesthetic that reproductions typically lack. And that distinctive finish from the historical refiring process, that's a key differentiator experienced collectors look for.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So if someone feels inspired to start their own Bristol Glass collection, where should they even begin their search? How do you find this stuff?
Well, Bristol Glass really presents so many different and engaging pathways for building a meaningful and personal collection, regardless of your available budget or your specific aesthetic interests. It's truly about discovering what resonates with you.
Okay, let's break down some potential collecting strategies then, maybe tailored to different budget levels. For someone who's just starting out or perhaps working with a more limited budget, what would be your initial recommendations? Where should they look first?
If you're operating with a tighter budget, a great way to start is by focusing on smaller, more accessible items. Think salt cellars, small bud vases, or individual cups. You can often find authentic period pieces in these categories at very reasonable prices, and it provides an excellent opportunity to begin developing your eye for the style and appreciating its nuances without a huge initial outlay.
Good starting point. And what about individuals who have a bit more flexibility in their budget and are maybe looking to build a more focused collection?
For mid-range collectors, a rewarding approach can be to specialize. You might choose to concentrate on a particular form that appeals to you, like decanters perhaps, or maybe dresser sets. Or you could focus on collecting pieces in a specific color that you find particularly beautiful, like those deep blues or rich amethysts we talked about. This kind of specialization can help you build a cohesive and visually impressive collection over time.
Yeah, I like that idea. And for the serious collectors out there, those who are perhaps seeking out those truly exceptional and rare pieces, what's their strategy?
Serious collectors will likely want to focus their efforts on seeking out those less common forms we discussed, examples with truly exceptional and intricate decoration showcasing a high level of artistic skill.
The real masterpieces.
Exactly. Or ideally, pieces that have documented provenance, connecting them to specific historical factories or even previous notable owners. These are the kinds of pieces that can really elevate a collection and become significant finds.
Okay. Once someone has started to build this beautiful collection, what are some effective ways to display it and really showcase its unique qualities? You don't want to just stick it on any old shelf, right?
Right. Displaying Bristol glass thoughtfully can significantly enhance its visual appeal. Remember that lovely opalescent quality?
Yeah, the glow.
Try to position your pieces in a way that allows natural or artificial light to really illuminate that subtle inner glow. Grouping similar forms or pieces with complementary colors together can create a very harmonious and visually striking impact.
Good tip.
If you have particularly delicate or valuable pieces, it's wise to consider using glass-fronted cabinets. Protects them from dust and accidental damage while still keeping them beautifully visible. Don't be afraid to rotate your displays seasonally too. Highlight different aspects of your collection throughout the year. And a little tip from experienced collectors, small LED lights placed strategically within the display case can really enhance the vibrancy of the colors and the intricate details of the decoration.
Oh, nice touch.
The key is really just to arrange your collection in a way that truly showcases those distinctive qualities we've been admiring.
And of course, with any antique, proper care and preservation are absolutely essential to ensure its longevity. Can't just throw it in the dishwasher, I assume.
Definitely not. Proper care is paramount to ensure your Bristol Glass collection lasts for generations to come. When it comes to cleaning, always adopt a gentle approach.
Okay.
Stick to using mild soap and lukewarm water only. Avoid any harsh chemical cleaners, as these could potentially damage the delicate enamel decoration.
Right, the enamel.
Use soft microfiber cloths for cleaning. Paper towels can sometimes be abrasive and cause fine scratches. If you need to clean the interior of a vessel, use a soft, non-abrasive brush. And always make sure to dry each piece thoroughly but gently after washing. No air drying where water spots could form.
Got it. Gentle is key. What about the best practices for storage and general handling to prevent damage, like where you put it and how you pick it up?
Good questions. For storage and display, try to keep your Bristol Glass away from prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. UV rays can cause those vibrant enamel colors to fade over time.
Fading. Okay.
If you live in an area prone to earthquakes, it's a good idea to consider securing larger or more top-heavy pieces with museum gel. Just a little bit at the base can prevent them from accidentally tipping over.
Museum gel, right?
Avoid exposing your glass to extreme temperature fluctuations. Sudden changes can create stress within the antique glass and potentially cause cracks. Always handle your pieces from the base or the body, rather than by any handles or applied decorative elements, as those can be more fragile points.
Makes sense.
And for particularly valuable or irreplaceable examples in your collection, you might want to consider investing in conservation-grade display cases, which offer an extra level of protection against dust and environmental factors.
Okay, good advice. So, someone's feeling inspired, they're ready to embark on their own Bristol Glass collecting adventure. Where are the best places to actually find these treasures? Where do you hunt for them?
Fortunately, there are still numerous avenues for discovering quality pieces of Bristol Glass. For those who enjoy the experience of browsing and, the thrill of the hunt in person.
Yeah, the physical search.
Traditional antique malls and shops often have a selection, and you can sometimes find very reasonably priced pieces there. Estate sales, particularly those held in older homes, can be real gold mines for uncovering exceptional finds. You never know what might turn up. Auction houses occasionally feature Bristol Glass within broader collections of antique glass and decorative arts. And specialized antique shows and fairs often attract dealers who have a particular expertise in Victorian glassware, so that's a good place to look too.
And for those who prefer the convenience of searching from, their couch, the online world.
Right. Online marketplaces have significantly expanded the possibilities for collectors worldwide. Online auction sites frequently list Bristol Glass, although it's crucial to examine photographs very carefully.
Yeah, I gotta look close.
And don't hesitate to ask sellers detailed questions about the condition and any potential flaws. There are also many reputable specialized online antique dealers who often provide very detailed descriptions, high-quality images, and comprehensive condition reports, which is helpful.
Okay.
Don't overlook social media groups and forums dedicated to antique glass. Collecting these can be fantastic resources for connecting with sellers, learning from other collectors, and even discovering pieces that might not be listed on the major marketplaces.
Yeah, good idea.
And virtual antique shows have become increasingly popular and accessible, offering another way to connect with dealers remotely. Lots of options online.
It really sounds like there are opportunities to find Bristol Glass almost around every corner, both online and in the physical world, if you know where to look.
Absolutely.
So as we begin to wrap up our deep dive here, why do you believe right now is a particularly opportune time to start building a Bristol Glass collection? Why jump in now?
Well, there are several compelling reasons, I think, that make this a particularly attractive time. Firstly, the value proposition is just really compelling.
The affordability you mentioned.
Exactly. You have these genuinely beautiful, historically significant pieces showcasing remarkable craftsmanship that are currently still relatively affordable. That suggests a strong potential for a value appreciation as more people become aware of their charm and historical importance.
Okay, so get in before the prices go up, potentially.
Potentially, yes. Secondly, we're currently seeing a bit of a resurgence of interest in Victorian aesthetics in interior design trends,
Oh, interesting.
which could very well lead to increased demand for authentic period pieces like Bristol Glass. Also, the growing availability of digital archives and online research resources is making it easier than ever for collectors to learn about, identify, and authenticate pieces.
Right, more info available.
And finally, the vibrant and supportive online collecting communities provide a fantastic network for new collectors to connect with experienced enthusiasts, share knowledge, and learn from others. It's less intimidating to start now, perhaps.
So it really is a beautiful, historically significant, and surprisingly accessible art form just waiting to be rediscovered and appreciated more widely.
Exactly. Its current underappreciation really creates a fantastic window of opportunity for both newcomers and seasoned collectors alike. And let's not forget the sheer visual delight. The vibrant and colorful presence of Bristol Glass can truly brighten and enhance any collection or living space. It's just lovely stuff.
It really makes you consider the stories held within these delicate pieces, doesn't it? And how their rediscovery offers this tangible connection to the artistic sensibilities and even the daily lives of the Victorian era. What overlooked piece of beauty might you be the one